Okay, this is very interesting. Somebody has said, what is the normal baseline for healthy relationships and how do we measure it? I can imagine that baseline would have important implications on who gets to benefit from the drug treatment. Okay, our concern is that the use of these drugs does not create an incentive to start pathologizing relationships, but there is, of course, a risk that that will happen. And you might think that there are certain relationships that are so dysfunctional that describing them in some sort of pathology-laden terms might be appropriate, just to really signify which relationships are dangerous, for example, because they're working so poorly. And then you might say, apart from those extreme cases, every other way of conducting a romantic relationship might be within the range of normal. And one point we emphasize in the book is that often pathological diagnoses, like you get in the DSM, act as though there's this clean cutoff between normal and pathological. But the sorts of mental traits and states and dispositions that can lead us to feel as in a state of mental illness, there's a gradient line between normal states and what people would agree are pathological states. And so we're not terribly concerned with deciding what states count as normal. We're concerned with the question of who would stand to benefit from the application of this drug, whether or not they're leaning more heavily toward a disease state or leaning more toward the range of normal ways of conducting relationships. And by the way, normal might not be good. There probably is a lot of tolerance that people have in their everyday lives for relationships that are unhealthy and that are abusive. And so if you use normal in a statistical sense, that might not track what's morally desirable in another sense. So yeah, that's an important question.